Have you ever wondered why two people raised in the same home, with the same parents, living the same life, turn out completely different? Why one becomes calm in chaos, while the other collapses? Why one walks alone but strong, while the other fears silence? Why you feel different, misunderstood, deeper than most? Listen carefully. In Buddhism, nothing is accidental. Not your pain, not your struggles, and not even the day you were born. Your birth date is not just a number on a calendar. It is the karmic signature you carried from past lives. It reflects the lessons your soul chose before entering this world. That's why some people are born leaders. Some are born healers. Some are born silent observers. And some are born warriors who suffer first and rise last. Today's video will reveal the hidden personality traits tied to your birth date, explained through Buddhist wisdom, karma, and real-life truth. By the end of this video, you may finally understand why you think differently, why people react strongly to you, and why your life path feels heavier or deeper than others. Warning: once you hear this, you will never see yourself the same again. Before we begin, like this video to align your energy, subscribe if you seek truth, not comfort, and watch till the end, because the final insight may explain your entire life. Now, let us decode the day your soul chose to be born. Born on 1/10/1928. If you were born on 1/10/19 or 28, understand this first. You were never meant to blend in. From a very young age, life quietly pushed you into positions of responsibility, sometimes without your consent. While others were allowed to be careless, you were expected to be strong. While others followed, you instinctively led. Even when you didn't want authority, it somehow found you. This is not coincidence. In Buddhism, such souls carry unfinished karma of leadership from past lives. You have led before, and because of that, you are tested harder now. You are fiercely independent. You hate being controlled. You feel uncomfortable taking orders from people who lack clarity or depth. That's why school, jobs, relationships, even family expectations often feel suffocating to you. You don't rebel loudly, but inside, there is a constant resistance. You would rather walk alone than walk wrongly. And that strength makes people admire you, but it also isolates you. Here is the painful truth most people never notice about you. Your confidence is often mistaken for arrogance, and your silence for coldness. People see the calm face, they see the decisiveness, they see the spine, but they don't see the nights where you question yourself. They don't see the loneliness that comes with always being the strong one. They don't see how rarely anyone asks you if you are okay. In real life, you are often the one people lean on, the problem solver, the protector, the decision maker, but when you break quietly because you were never taught how to ask for help. Buddhism says souls like yours suffer because they confuse strength with self-denial. You carry everything alone, thinking that's what leaders do. But leadership without wisdom turns into silent suffering. Your biggest internal battle is ego, but not the loud kind people talk about. Your ego is subtle. It whispers, "I must handle this alone." It says, "I cannot show weakness." It convinces you that relying on others is failure. Life humbles you, not to punish you, but to teach you humility before wisdom. Every downfall you face is not random. Every betrayal that shocks you is intentional. Every moment where someone you helped walks away without gratitude, this is karma, teaching you that true leadership is not control, it is understanding. Many people born on these dates experience sudden falls after success. One day things are high. The next, everything collapses. Buddhism explains this clearly. When ego rises faster than awareness, life intervenes. Not to destroy you, but to realign you. And here is the deepest truth, listen carefully. You are not lonely because no one wants you. You are lonely because very few can stand beside your intensity. Your presence is strong. Your energy is commanding. Weak minds feel threatened by you. That's why people misunderstand you. That's why relationships feel heavy. That's why you often outgrow people faster than they expect. Your lesson is not to become smaller. Your lesson is to become wiser. The day your ego bows to wisdom, the day you lead without attachment, The day you stop proving and start understanding. Life stops humbling you and starts honoring you. If this felt uncomfortably accurate, it's because your soul already knew it. And this is just the beginning. Born on 2, 11, 20, 29. If you were born on 2, 11, 20, or 29, you were born with a sensitivity that most people will never understand, and many will quietly exploit. From childhood itself, you notice things others missed. A change in tone, a forced smile, a silence that meant something was wrong. While others lived on the surface of life, you lived underneath it. Buddhism describes souls like yours as karmic balancers, beings who arrive not to dominate the world, but to soften it. You were not sent here to conquer. You were sent here to heal invisible wounds. You are emotionally intelligent in a way that cannot be taught. You don't just listen, you absorb. When someone sits beside you, their emotions leak into you. Their sadness becomes your heaviness. Their anxiety quietly settles in your chest. That's why crowded rooms exhaust you. That's why conflict drains you more than physical labor. Your nervous system is tuned to frequencies most people are deaf to. In real life, you are often the one people open up to without planning to. Strangers tell you their life stories. Friends cry in front of you without knowing why. Even people who hurt you feel comfortable confessing to you. And here is the cruel paradox. You heal others simply by existing, but no one ever teaches you how to heal yourself. Buddhism warns that karmic balancers suffer not because they are weak, but because they attach deeply. When you love, you don't love halfway. You attach to people's potential, not their behavior. You stay longer than you should. You forgive faster than wisdom allows. You convince yourself that if you give enough, understand enough, stay patient enough, things will change. But often, they don't. You give time. You give emotional safety. You give energy. And slowly, silently, you empty yourself. People see your kindness and mistake it for availability. They lean on you but don't stand beside you. They receive but rarely return. And because you hate confrontation, you suffer quietly. You don't complain. You don't explain. You just internalize the pain and tell yourself, it's okay, I understand. But understanding without boundaries becomes self-betrayal. Many born on these dates experience emotional exhaustion early in life. They feel old before their time. Love feels heavy. Relationships feel draining. And yet you still crave connection because isolation hurts you deeply. This internal conflict creates silent suffering. Buddhism teaches that your greatest lesson is detachment, not abandonment. Detachment does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. You stop tying your peace to how others treat you. You stop carrying emotional burdens that were never yours to begin with. Life will repeatedly place you in situations where your heart gives more than it receives until you learn this truth. The moment you stop trying to save everyone, the moment you stop absorbing pain that isn't yours, the moment you choose inner peace over emotional attachment, something shifts. You become lighter. Your intuition becomes sharper. Your energy returns. And here is the final truth, listen carefully. You were never meant to be everyone's safe place. You were meant to be your own. When you finally detach with love, not bitterness, your suffering ends and your wisdom begins. If this touched something deep inside you, it's because your soul has lived this story before. And this time, you are meant to finish it differently. Born on 3, 12, 21, 30. If you were born on 3, 12, 21, or 30, understand this clearly. Your mind was never ordinary. From an early age, ideas came to you without effort. Words formed themselves in your head. You imagined, created, visualized, and expressed in ways others couldn't explain. While most people learned how to think, you learned how to feel thoughts. Buddhism teaches that such souls carry creative karma from past lives, unfinished expressions, waiting to be released. You are the type who can sit silently and build entire worlds inside your mind. Conversations replay in your head, not because you're weak, but because your mind never stops moving. Music hits you deeper. Stories change you. Even small experiences leave a lasting imprint. This is not overthinking, it is mental sensitivity combined with imagination. But here is the shadow side no one warns you about. Your gift is also your burden. Because your energy flows in many directions, discipline feels unnatural to you. You start things with passion but struggle to finish them. One day you feel unstoppable. The next, you doubt your worth entirely. In real life, people like you often hear things like, "You have so much potential. If only you were more consistent. You're talented but unfocused." And slowly, those words become your inner voice. Buddhism warns that an untrained mind creates suffering, no matter how gifted it is. Your thoughts don't rest, they wander. You jump between dreams, ideas, identities. You imagine 10 futures and commit to none. This creates frustration, guilt, and a constant feeling of being behind, even when you're not. Many born on these dates struggle with self-doubt, not because they lack ability, but because they lack mental anchoring. You compare yourself to others and feel inferior, even though deep down you know you're different. You question your path. You restart your life multiple times, and each restart drains you emotionally. In relationships, this plays out too. You express deeply but inconsistently. You feel intensely but struggle to stay grounded. People may love your spark, but get confused by your unpredictability. And when things fall apart, you blame yourself. Here is the truth you need to hear. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are ungrounded. Buddhism teaches that the mind is either a servant or a tyrant. And for you, when the mind is left untrained, it takes control. It pulls you into fantasies, regrets, fears, and endless what-ifs. That is why peace feels temporary for you. Your lesson is not to suppress creativity. Your lesson is to discipline it. The moment you learn to focus your energy on one thing at a time, something powerful happens. Your creativity stops leaking. Your confidence stabilizes. Your mind stops attacking you. Meditation, routine, stillness, these are not restrictions for you. They are liberation. And here is the deepest realization. Once you master your mind, no one can stop you. The same mind that once scattered you will build you. The same imagination that created doubt will create destiny. If this felt like it was written for you, it's because your soul already knows this life is about mental mastery. And when you finally claim it, your suffering ends and your brilliance begins. Born on 4, 13, 22, 31. If you were born on 4, 13, 22, or 31, your life was never designed to be light. While others were allowed to dream freely, you were trained to endure. From an early age, you learned structure, responsibility, and survival. You understood effort before you understood enjoyment. Buddhism teaches that such souls carry heavy karmic residue, not as punishment, but as repayment. You are not unlucky. You are settling accounts from past lives. You are disciplined in a way that doesn't look glamorous. You show up even when no one is watching. You keep promises even when they cost you. You build slowly, methodically, brick by brick. Others talk about dreams, you turn dreams into foundations. And yet, your progress often feels invisible. In real life, nothing comes easily to you. Opportunities rarely fall into your lap. You watch people succeed faster with half the effort, while you struggle for every inch. This creates a quiet question inside you. Why is life so hard for me? Buddhism answers this without comfort, because you are strong enough to carry it. You often become the backbone of families, teams, and relationships. When things collapse, people look at you. When responsibility is needed, it finds you. But when appreciation is given, it often skips you. You are reliable, not celebrated, necessary, not admired. And that hurts more than you admit. Emotionally, you are reserved not because you lack depth, but because you learned early that emotions don't solve problems. You don't complain. You don't dramatize. You absorb pressure silently. But pressure absorbed without release becomes exhaustion. Many born on these dates feel tired even when resting. Their fatigue is not physical, it is karmic. Buddhism says souls like yours are tested through delay. Delayed success, delayed recognition, delayed relief. Life teaches you patience, not by words, but by repetition. Every time you think things will finally ease, another responsibility appears, and slowly, bitterness tries to grow. But here is the truth you must understand. Your life is heavy because your soul is stable. You are not here to rise quickly. You are here to last. Your lesson is patience, but not passive waiting. Patience as endurance. Patience as faith without evidence. Patience as continuing to build even when no one claps. There will be moments when you feel unseen by the world. But Buddhism teaches that karma does not forget effort. Every sacrifice you make, every duty you carry, every time you choose responsibility over comfort, it is recorded. And one day, without warning, life shifts. The weight lifts, the struggle softens, the road smooths. Not because you demanded it, but because you earned it. If this felt painfully accurate, it's because your soul recognizes the truth. You are not slow. You are not unlucky. You are finishing something ancient. And patience is not your weakness. It is your liberation. Born on 5/14/23. If you were born on 5/14 or 23, freedom is not just a desire for you. It is a biological need. From the moment you became aware of yourself, rules felt suffocating. Structure felt like a cage. You questioned authority not because you were rebellious, but because something inside you refused to be owned. Buddhism describes souls like yours as restless wanderers, beings who have tasted many lives but have not yet learned how to stay. You crave movement, change, new environments, new people, new sensations. Repetition drains you. Routine dulls you. That's why jobs feel boring too quickly. Relationships feel intense at first and heavy later. Even success feels empty once it becomes predictable. You are addicted not to pleasure itself but to novelty. In real life, this shows up in patterns you secretly recognize. You start things with excitement, then abandon them. You chase experiences to escape inner discomfort. You scroll, travel, drink, flirt, switch paths not because you're weak, but because stillness scares you. Buddhism teaches that the mind seeking constant stimulation is actually running from itself. You seek pleasure, but pleasure never satisfies you for long. The high fades, the excitement dissolves, and when silence returns, so does the restlessness. That's when anxiety creeps in. That's when emptiness whispers. That's when you distract yourself again. People misunderstand you. They call you irresponsible, inconsistent, impulsive. They don't see the truth that you are allergic to feeling trapped. But here is the painful irony. While you chase freedom outside, you are often imprisoned inside your own impulses. Your biggest enemy is not rules. It is lack of self-control. Because without discipline, freedom turns into chaos. Choices multiply, but direction disappears. Pleasure replaces purpose. Escape replaces growth. And slowly, life becomes scattered. Many born on these dates feel lost in their 20s or 30s. They've lived many lives but built none deeply. They have stories, not foundations. Experiences, not stability. And deep down, a quiet fear forms. What if I never settle? Buddhism answers this clearly and harshly. True freedom is not doing whatever you want. True freedom is mastering what wants you. The moment you learn to sit with discomfort instead of escaping it, the moment you choose discipline over impulse, the moment you stay when your mind begs to run, something radical happens. Your energy stabilizes. Your focus sharpens. Your freedom becomes real, not fragile. Self-control does not cage you. It protects you. It allows you to choose instead of react, to explore without self-destruction, to enjoy pleasure without being enslaved by it. And here is the deepest truth. Listen carefully. You are not meant to be confined, but you are meant to be centered. When you master yourself, the world can no longer trap you. If this hit too close to home, it's because your soul already knows. This life is not about escaping limits. It's about discovering the freedom that exists within them. And when you finally do, you stop running and start living. Born on 6/15/24. If you were born on 6/15 or 24, Your soul was shaped around one instinct above all others: to care. From an early age, you felt responsible for people who were never your responsibility. You noticed when someone was struggling before they said a word. You stepped in when others stepped back. Love, for you, was never just a feeling, it was an action. Buddhism describes souls like yours as natural nurturers, beings who return again and again to hold families, relationships, and communities together. In real life, you are often the emotional glue. You check on people. You remember birthdays. You carry emotional weight that no one asks you to carry, but everyone expects you to. And because you are capable, life keeps giving you more. Your karma pulls you into other people's problems like gravity. Broken partners find you. Confused friends lean on you. Families depend on you. Even strangers sense safety in your presence. You become the place people rest, but rarely the place they protect. And slowly, without realizing it, you start disappearing. You sacrifice time, energy, dreams, and sometimes your own identity to keep others stable. You stay in relationships longer than you should because you don't want to abandon anyone. You tolerate emotional imbalance because you believe love means endurance. Buddhism warns that this kind of compassion, when unbalanced, becomes self-erasure. People praise your kindness, but they don't see the cost. They don't see how tired you are. They don't see the resentment you feel, but never express. They don't see how lonely it is to always be the strong, caring one. You often feel guilty for wanting space, guilty for choosing yourself, guilty for saying no. Somewhere along the way, you learned that love means sacrifice, and now you struggle to know where caring ends and self-betrayal begins. Many born on these dates experience emotional burnout. They feel drained without knowing why. They love deeply, but feel unseen. They give endlessly, but feel unfulfilled. And still they continue, because stopping feels selfish. Buddhism teaches a hard truth for nurturers like you. Compassion without boundaries is suffering. You were never meant to save everyone. You were never meant to carry every burden. You were meant to love without losing yourself. Your lesson in this lifetime is not to stop caring, but to care wisely. To recognize that helping someone at the cost of your own peace is not virtue, it is imbalance. True compassion includes yourself. The moment you learn to say no without guilt, the moment you stop fixing what others refuse to heal, the moment you choose rest without apology, something shifts. Your love becomes cleaner. Your energy returns. Your relationships become mutual instead of draining. And here is the deepest truth. Listen carefully. You are not selfish for protecting yourself. You are not cruel for choosing balance. You are not wrong for wanting reciprocity. You were born to nurture life, but not at the expense of your own. If this felt like it reached into your chest, it's because your soul recognizes the lesson. This life is not asking you to give less love. It is asking you to finally give some of it back to yourself. And when you do, your compassion becomes strength, not sacrifice. Born on 7, 16, 25. If you were born on 7, 16, or 25, your mind was never meant to be crowded. From an early age, you asked questions that made people uncomfortable. While others chased success, popularity, or approval, you wondered why life works the way it does at all. You questioned existence before you understood society. Buddhism says souls like yours are old travelers, beings who have lived many lives and return not to enjoy the surface of the world, but to understand its depth. You are a seeker of truth, not belief. You don't accept answers just because they are common. You dissect ideas, examine motives, and doubt what doesn't feel real. This makes you intelligent, but also isolated. Many people live comfortably in illusions. You don't. You see cracks where others see comfort. In real life, this makes you feel different in ways that are hard to explain. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. Small talk drains you. Noise overwhelms you. You crave conversations that go beyond daily routines, conversations about meaning, suffering, consciousness, death. When those are absent, silence feels safer. And people misunderstand this. They call you distant, cold, arrogant, too deep. They don't realize that you withdraw not to feel superior but to protect your clarity. Buddhism teaches that minds like yours need solitude the way others need connection. Without it, your thoughts tangle, your energy scatters, and your peace erodes. Your life often contains periods of isolation, sometimes forced, sometimes chosen, breakups that push you inward, career paths that separate you from the crowd, phases where you disappear to figure things out. These are not failures, they are initiations. But here is the shadow you carry. Because you see deeply, you also feel deeply. You are aware of impermanence, suffering, and death in ways that can feel heavy. You struggle to enjoy shallow happiness. You sense that everything passes and that awareness can turn into quiet sadness if not understood correctly. Buddhism says this is where many seekers suffer. They confuse solitude with loneliness. Solitude is not absence. Solitude is alignment. When you are alone, your mind sharpens. Your intuition awakens. You reconnect with yourself. When you are forced into constant social noise, you lose yourself. That's why alone time doesn't weaken you, it restores you. Your lesson is to stop apologizing for your nature. You are not broken for enjoying silence. You are not strange for questioning existence. You are not antisocial, you are introspective. The moment you stop trying to fit into a world that values distraction over depth, your suffering lessens. The moment you honor your need for solitude without guilt, your power returns. And here is the deepest truth, listen carefully. You are not meant to walk with the crowd. You are meant to see ahead of it. Solitude is not your curse. It is your doorway to truth. If this felt like it described your life without asking, it's because your soul already knows. This lifetime is not about belonging everywhere. It is about understanding everything. And when you finally embrace that, your isolation turns into wisdom, and your silence becomes strength. Born on 8, 17, 26. If you were born on 8, 17, or 26, power has always circled your life, even when you didn't ask for it. From early on, you noticed that opportunities came faster to you than to others. Money, authority, influence, recognition, these energies respond to you naturally. You have presence. People listen when you speak. Situations shift when you enter the room. Buddhism teaches that souls like yours carry strong karmic momentum from past lives, unfinished experiences with power, wealth, or control that must be balanced now. But here is the truth no one tells you. Power never comes to you alone. It arrives with tests. Your life moves in extremes. High highs, sudden rises, then unexpected falls. One moment everything aligns. Success, money, respect. The next, it collapses without warning. This creates confusion, anger, and sometimes bitterness. You ask yourself, why does life keep taking things away from me after giving them? Buddhism answers plainly, because you are being taught non-attachment the hard way. You are not punished, you are trained. In real life, this shows up as instability beneath outward success. You may earn well, but worry constantly about loss. You may hold authority, but feel pressure instead of peace. You may achieve status, yet fear it slipping away. Power excites you, but it also burdens you. People often envy you without understanding the cost. They see the rise. They don't see the stress. They see the money. They don't see the sleepless nights. They see the confidence. They don't see the fear of collapse. Many born on these dates develop a deep attachment to outcome, success, control, results. And attachment creates suffering. When power becomes identity, loss becomes devastation. That's why your falls feel so painful. They attack not just your circumstances, but your sense of self. Life keeps testing you with the same lesson in different forms. Can you hold power without letting it own you? Some people are never given influence. You are given it, then taken away, then given again, until you learn. Buddhism teaches that true mastery is not accumulation, but detachment, not rejection of power, but freedom from it. When you stop clinging, life stops swinging so violently. When you stop defining yourself by success, loss stops destroying you. And here is the shift that changes everything. The moment you stop chasing power for security, the moment you stop fearing loss, the moment you use influence as a tool, not an identity, something stabilizes. Your decisions become clearer. Your mind becomes calmer. Your success becomes quieter but stronger. You begin to lead without ego, earn without obsession, hold authority without fear. And here is the deepest truth, listen carefully. You are not meant to renounce power. You are meant to outgrow attachment to it. When power no longer defines you, life no longer needs to test you through loss. If this felt like it described your life in cycles, it's because your soul already recognizes the pattern. This lifetime is not about rising higher and higher. It is about standing steady, no matter how high or how low life takes you. And when you finally learn that, your power stops shaking your life and starts serving your wisdom. Born on 9/18/27. If you were born on 9/18 or 27, you were never meant to live lightly. From a very young age, you felt things that others brushed off. Pain didn't just belong to the person suffering, it reached you too. Injustice disturbed you deeply. Cruelty stayed in your mind long after others moved on. Buddhism describes souls like yours as old souls, beings who have lived many lives and return with heightened awareness of suffering, impermanence, and compassion. You don't just see the world, you carry it. While others focus on personal success, you feel responsible for something larger. You feel drawn to help, fix, protect, uplift. Even when you try to live only for yourself, guilt follows. There's a quiet voice inside you saying, I must do something meaningful. This is not conditioning, it is karmic memory. In real life, you often become the emotional container for others. People unload their pain onto you. Friends come to you when life breaks them. You absorb stories of loss, trauma, injustice, failure. And because you understand suffering, you don't turn away. But here is the cost no one prepares you for. Your empathy is so deep that it hurts. You feel emotional intensity, even during ordinary days. Sad news affects you strongly. World events drain you. You sense collective pain, even when your own life is stable. Many born on these dates struggle with emotional exhaustion, mood, heaviness, or a feeling of being overwhelmed by life itself. Buddhism teaches that you are here to end karmic cycles, patterns of harm, ignorance, and suffering passed down through generations. That is sacred work, but sacred work done without wisdom becomes self-destruction. Your biggest challenge is this: you confuse service with sacrifice. You believe that to help, you must suffer, that to care, you must carry pain, that to heal the world, you must bleed with it. But this belief slowly breaks you. You give endlessly time, energy, emotional presence until you feel empty. And when you finally feel tired, you feel guilty for wanting rest. You ask yourself, who am I to step back when others are hurting? Buddhism offers a hard but liberating truth. Suffering is not proof of compassion. Awareness is. You were never meant to drown in the pain you came to understand. You were meant to transform it, to serve without attachment, to help without absorbing, to care without self-erasure. Your lesson is to learn sacred distance, not coldness, but clarity. The moment you stop identifying with everyone's pain, the moment you release the belief that you must suffer to serve, the moment you allow yourself peace without guilt, your energy changes. Your compassion becomes cleaner. Your presence becomes lighter. Your service becomes sustainable. You begin to help without breaking yourself. And here is the deepest truth. Listen carefully. You are not here to carry the world. You are here to heal your relationship with it. Ending karmic cycles does not require your suffering. It requires your awareness. If this felt unbearably accurate, it's because your soul already remembers. This lifetime is not about pain. It is about liberation. And when you finally learn to serve without suffering, your heart becomes powerful without being heavy, and your old soul finally finds peace. As we conclude, Buddhism teaches one final, unshakable truth. Your birth date reveals tendencies, not destiny. It shows the direction your soul leans toward, but it does not imprison you. Suffering does not come from the day you were born. Suffering comes from resisting the lesson that day carries. You struggle not because something is wrong with you, but because you have been fighting your own nature. You have been trying to become someone else, trying to live a life that was never meant for your soul. The moment you stop resisting, the moment you accept who you truly are, life changes its language. What once felt like punishment begins to feel like guidance. What once felt like pain begins to feel like preparation. What once felt like confusion begins to make sense. This awareness is not the end. It is the beginning. If this video touched something deep inside you, like it as a sign of alignment. Subscribe if you are ready for truth, not comfort, because this channel is for those who seek understanding beyond the surface. And if you felt seen, comment your birth date below. Not for prediction, not for validation, but for awareness, because the moment you become aware, your journey truly begins.